Good afternoon, everybody out there. This is Arjax again, coming at you with yet another tanking guide. This dungeon is one of my favorite dungeons. In fact, I've run this dungeon countless times. So there is something that is to be said about this dungeon. You can really just skip ahead and ignore those other piles as long as your DPS ignores them and doesn't run over and aggro them like they're doing here. And you can go straight to the boss. Not too upset about that. I mean, it's just some additional EXP, and that's ultimately why I'm running the dungeon here in the first place. So, you know, not a big deal. But you can streamline it and just do the middle one there and run straight to the boss, kill the boss, and pretty much skip all the ads in this area. Although that is not what everybody elected to do here, as you can see. So, like I said, this is, I really do enjoy this dungeon. You don't actually do it all that often, so, you know, I'm okay with picking up these ads. I think I do it maybe 2 or 3 times in my leveling progression. And like I said, I pretty much leveled my paladin that I started this video with, you guys, all the way up to level 90. And it turns out that you only run about 188 dungeons. So, with that being said, that's pretty incredible. If you think about that, you break that down, and on average, I think you're going to do maybe every dungeon twice. But, you know, there are those leveling tiers where you will repeatedly run the same dungeons over and over and over again, and that's kind of annoying. So, the quest item here is something that a lot of people miss. I like to point it out. I don't think I say anything about it in the game, but it is right behind me. The quest item is right behind me, and it's really easy to grab, but you got to make sure you do it, otherwise you can't complete the rest of the quests in the dungeon. So you grab the sword. You have to make sure that basically you're not make sure you actually grab it. So this I think, yeah, he's a warrior. This warrior here is deciding that he's going to go ahead and pull everything. And it's kind of annoying, like, the entire dungeon. You can definitely see how it actually slows down the group, and it doesn't actually speed them up. That is definitely something to be aware of if you're doing DPS. Even if you think the tank's maybe going a little slow, which I don't really understand in this one, but even if you do, you know, think that, you should absolutely not just start pulling stuff, because it's actually going to take us longer, because number one, the tank's probably doing more damage than you. I'm certainly doing more damage in DPS than him, but, you know, now I have to run around, go grab everybody, and it really just slows down the group. And you can see how it slows everybody down. He's not really playing his role very effectively. He's obviously got the tank heirlooms. You know, if you want to pull and you're being DPS, just Q tank. It's so simple. Like, and it makes everybody else's life in the dungeon easier if you want to do that. So, I don't really appreciate the pulls in this. He's not making it faster, he's making it slower. And you'll just see it throughout the progression of this. I actually ran a dungeon with this group right after this dungeon. Same dungeon. Same thing. Oh my god, did it go much smoother and faster. But, you know, I like to, you know, you can't just always put up flawless runs in these videos. Otherwise, you know, you don't get to express yourself about the annoyances of DPS in this case. You know, I do like his DPS. He is putting up numbers, and he definitely does help us progress through a little bit. But overall, just having him start aggroing everything is kind of annoying. So I could have actually skipped these ads and gone up to the front, but I figured that I'd rather just pick them up, because I figured that the warrior here would just go ahead and pick them up, and, you know, might as well just be a little bit preemptive on that. You can skip them, go up to the front group, kill them, come back, and grab the quest here. and then you skip a bunch of ads. But, you know, that's just, I mean, it just saves a little bit of time. You skip like 3 ads, you know, and normally that's what I do. And I really got into the habit of it because this was a reworked dungeon for level 90. And with that being said, since it's been reworked for level 90, you definitely, you know, at level 90 you're not going for EXP, and the ads aren't going to really drop anything you want anyway, so there is no point in doing them. So right here I like to pick up both sides of these guys, and I do that to, you know, I can obviously hold the aggro and do the damage to them without worrying too much about wiping, and it just makes the pull a little bit faster. So then, you know, as I saw most of the ads were dropping down, I go ahead and pick up the boss. This boss is fairly simple. There, you know, the Firestorm kick right there is the only mechanic you should be aware of, really. It's the only thing that you really need to avoid. And as you can see there, most of the group ignored the mechanic, and we did absolutely fine. So going into this room here, basically you're going to want to line of sight pull the casters. And so what I'll do is I'll run around, grab these guys up, and run behind a block, or one of these pillars rather, so that they all group up. Now, it doesn't turn out as well as it normally does for me, but as you can see, you know, I'm slowly getting them there, and I run over to the other side in order to pull the rest of them, and then they get pulled up together. And, you know, I just like to group things together. It makes it easier. You don't have DPS running all over. It's easier to tap through, make sure that you're maintaining aggro. And as you can see, the warrior decides to just go and attack random people. You know, I can see that he's going to down them, so I'm like, okay, whatever. Maybe if I go in the right direction, the group will follow and actually, you know, progress with the dungeon. But, you know, this was just kind of a sketchy run altogether. You see there, the Warlock's pet pulls these ads, which can be dangerous if you kill the boss, and then you get that long sleep mechanic, and if you have the ads up, you're definitely going to feel the pain of that. And so the warrior just goes ahead and pulls another guy. Really disliking the warrior in this run overall. He's not, you know, he's not filling his role. He's just grabbing random ads, which is, you know, if he'd have been like, hey, can you pull everything? I probably would have been like, why? And he'd be like, oh, I want more EXP. And I'd be like, well, if you stay in the dungeon with me, I'll just re-queue us, and, you know, we get 8,000 EXP for making it through the run. You know, it's a lot more time efficient to make it through a run than it is to kill all these random ads that he's picking up. So this was the sleep mechanic I was talking about. Thankfully, all of our ads were picked up and killed by that point. But, you know, definitely very annoying to pull ads on the boss like that. And, you know, with the progression of the dungeon and how everything was going, I might as well have just gone ahead and pulled those ads so that that didn't happen to us in this run. So that's something I always have to be aware of. If you're getting a group like that and everybody's pulling, you might just want to go ahead and pull everything in the dungeon. Not at once, obviously, but just to save it from, save your group from randomly picking them up. So the quests, guys, they're going to pop up here. You're going to turn it in. Happy days. So if you like my video, please like, comment below, and subscribe. It always helps. If there's something I could do better, please like or comment below and let me know. I'm always interested in learning. And as always, Arjax out.